Hello.
Yes, I am planning for GRL.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to plan. I have I
I,
have to have a plan.
I get it entirely. You plan very early, in fact. You know what I did today?
Usually.
It was right after you messaged me this morning and said you were ready. You know what I did? I set up a Google reminder for every Thursday at 10 a.m., an hour before the show, to remind me, in fact, that there's a show. So now
Hmm.
it should. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I've only done that with Talk to the Beard a few times where I'm like 10 minutes beforehand going, fuck, rambling. I can't count the times.
I was about to say we talked about this yesterday, right before
I
you.
don't, dude. I don't
Well,
know. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know. It's just the way my brain works. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing for being me. So, anyways, we have a big show today. You did a bunch of prep for this or something. I looked over. You asked me to do an audio sample, and I looked in the folder, and I was like, well, the folder is already full of audio samples. What do I? I'm running late anyways, and I forgot. So, but yeah, you like worked your butt off. Are people just sending you things? Do you have a PO box yet? Are you getting fan mail? Tell
no.
me every little thing.
Actually, I've realized I've gotten fans now
Yeah, of course you do.
because
You're
a new audio that we'll be talking about. Somebody had asked me or requested for me to listen to it and
yeah,
review it,
hmm
and that
yeah.
was like, what? I have fans? Really?
And people, you see, you're now a known reviewer, and you're reviewing in a different format. You're reviewing on a podcast, a video cast, instead of most of the reviews that people in the genre get are written, which is cool. But this is a whole different new thing. You are an on-air personality. You're a celebrity. In fact, when you walk through GRL, people are going like, oh, "There's Alyssa Gramling, and I wonder if she puts a G on the end of her name." And it's all that stuff. It's hilarious to me. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of I believe we can sum it up with you're kind of a big deal. So I'm going to pull the first book up here. By the way, I see that your drawers are full of Willie.
Just
Sorry
one
about
drawer
that.
is.
Yeah, I see you got my drawers are full of Willie. Is everything else all right? Is Toki okay? We got the Toki update. Everything
Yeah,
good?
Toki's
How's
fine. He's got an appointment later today.
yeah?
Um, he is having some phantom pain, but that's it.
I don't believe in phantoms. My mother's in the crowd, so we're going to have to keep this show extra clean today. You understand what I mean? We're not going to say
Uh oh.
fuck. We're not going to say damn. We're not going to say shit. We're not going to
Hi,
talk
Mama
about
B.
the. We're not going to talk about the butt pumps that you got back there in the back. We're not going to point out your
Oh
willy to
Lord.
her. Anyways, I'm going to
Okay.
pull up the first one here. Here we go. We're going to keep a clean show. The first one we have today is
I don't think so. Not with what I listen to. Immoral by Nicole Dykes, narrated by Christian Black and Dash Coleman.
we weren't supposed to call girls that when I was a kid. That one came out on the 9th. The next we have is
Markov, Tangled Tentacles Book 4 by J.P. Sale, Lisa Oliver, narrated by Kevy Earlyline. What are you
okay.
laughing at?
Well, it just goes to show that those people in Russia, they play the same game we do. They go Markov, Polov.
Polo.
They
Did somebody say polo?
say, well, no, Marco,
Oh,
Markov.
okay.
You get
I
you
don't
get it.
have.
I'm just
Hi,
trying to help.
everybody. I don't have the chat up, so I'm going to say hi to you now.
I'm just trying to help you out here. Anyways, people seem to be very excited about that. I'm assuming it's either the tentacles or the man that cannot afford a shirt on the front cover. And that was put out
And
by
he
little
doesn't have
Kevy.
chest hair either.
Exactly. Next we have
Lord of Leaves, Wild Hearts Book 2 by Nasri Noor, narrated by Greg Boudreau / Tremblay.
Tremblay. Yeah, that one came out on the 9th. Congratulations. Also a man that cannot afford a shirt but can afford flowers. Um, uh,
I think
go
that's
ahead.
an elf.
Have you checked these out, by the way, yet? Any of these?
Yes,
What do you think?
yes. Well, you'll find out later.
Okay, excellent. Very good.
I've reviewed the first one later.
Cool. Next we have
Can't Say Goodbye by Eden Finley, narrated by Tim Page. And this is
That's
the one that people requested me to listen to.
okay. I
And
can't.
I do have it in my library, and I said probably within the next couple weeks. So
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll get to
it's
it.
there.
Yeah, you'll get to it. Now I'm going to be singing that "Never Say Goodbye" song from John Bon Jovi all day long. The next we have is an audio clip, an audio sample, you might say. This one comes from Mr. West.
Hey, Ramblin' Gramlin, this is Lance West. February's going to be a big month for me, so you'll be hearing from me again. But first off, I want to announce Chasing Fate by Katie Manns, the third installation in the Choice vs. Fate series. Fate is worth chasing. Alpha Wolf Shifter Jackson is content with life. His time is filled with working for the Global Shifter Council and keeping his chosen mate, Reese, happy and safe. With a baby on the way, there isn't much more that a man could want. Omega Witch Reese has rebuilt his life and happiness after losing his fated mate and unborn child. Jackson is the friend who was there to help him rebuild and the lover who gave him a reason to feel alive again. Their child will only strengthen that bond they chose. Omega Wolf Shifter Flynn has always dreamt of meeting his fated mate and getting his happily ever after. Now that his best friend has left the pack and found his fated mate, Flynn prays to the gods to bring him his fated. He just didn't think his fated would walk into his life already mated and with a child on the way. Chasing Fate is the third book in the sweet with naughty heat MM Shifter Mpreg romance series Choice vs. Fate. It features surprising twists to fate, important choices to be made, true love, babies that steal your heart, just a splash of angst, and a guaranteed happy ever after, even if they have to chase it.
So perfect babies.
Oh, sorry. Just realized I forgot to put on. It's all right. I showered. I shouldn't smell bad. You ever have that moment where you like it goes through your mind? Did I put on deodorant or not? Has that ever
Yeah,
happened to you?
quite a few
Yeah,
times.
yeah, me too. So, anyways, thank you very much for sending in that clip, Mr. West. I do appreciate it. It sounded fantastic, and congratulations on the release. Next, we have yet another audio clip. See, you're kind of a big deal. You're getting people just right and left, getting to be big in the industry. No wonder you're already planning for GRL. You're gonna have to. Are you gonna hire an entourage, or is that us? We follow you around as your entourage now.
Well, no, we follow you around.
No, so now we're going to follow you around. It's going to be the way
Well,
it
please
works.
no.
Here we go. The next audio clip comes from Mr. Jonathan Waters. Here we go.
The Brawl King. We Are Not Alone, New Beginnings Trilogy, Book 2. Written by Kashel Char. Narrated by Jonathan Waters. General Brad McCormick and his team retrieve so much more than their abducted children from the gold mines in South Africa. Millennia-old secrets and the answers to the true origin of humans. DNA manipulation, rocketry, and moon landings are seemingly everyday occurrences except no one informed Phoenix about it. Mika and Connor struggle to come to terms with their twins' infatuation with their abductor, who has a spell on them. Maybe it's Stockholm Syndrome. But one thing is for sure, Aaron's double-dipping, and he wants both twins. He will go to lengths to please them simultaneously. Sharing comes naturally to Yvonne and Kian. It's like sharing an ice cream. What to expect? MMM science fiction paranormal romance. Abduction/rescue mission. Twisted flaming hotness. Warning. This audiobook contains graphic scenes of imprisonment, violence, blood, and gore. Expect to hear male sex between consenting adults, all 18 years of age or older. Sensitive listeners triggered by violence and hot sex may want to skip or tread carefully. This is not intended for people under 18 years of age or anyone offended by gay sex. This audiobook can be listened to as a standalone.
Hi.
Hi.
That's awesome. Congratulations on the release, and thanks for sending in the sample as well. We do appreciate it. Is that?
Yeah, he was doing something. John Waters was doing something in the Sister Spotlight group that Tammy runs. So I friended him and then told him what we do, and we do this video podcast. And he's like, "Oh, that would be great. I'd love to send in a sample whenever
I'm sure
possible."
he'd already heard
So
of you.
I
through
messaged him, and
his friends.
yeah,
Anyways, congratulations. Thank you all for sending that in. That one came out on the 13th, by the way. And next we have...
making sure I got it right. Okay, Sniper, Soldiers and Swords, Book 2, by Margaret Couplet, narrated by Dan Levy.
And that one came out on the 14th. Next we have yet another installment in...
The Big Fix, Taurus Intercession, Book 5, by Mary Calme, narrated by Nick J. Russo.
Well, Nicky J. Russo. And we love Mary Calme to death. That one came out on the 14th. Next we have, you see, I was supposed to do an audio clip for this, and I didn't do an audio clip for this because, to be quite, I was like, show today, who, where, so exactly.
Yeah.
And it's complicated, so I'm just going to read you this. This is for Diva Pop, and this is Command and Care Book 5. This is by Morticia Knight. We love Morticia over here. And the summary. Recipe for Disaster. Combine one bratty, high-heeled boy band star with a strict legendary manager who also happens to be a daddy dom. Stir briskly, then stand back and wait for the explosion. A meltdown of epic proportions is only the beginning when Silas James takes over the management duties of dance music sensation Three Trick Pony. The band's superstar status is in question, thanks to lead singer Jet's diva attitude. Silas would love to get Jet alone and give him a hearty spanking. Trouble is, he'd like to do plenty of other kinky things to the femboy as well. Jet can't believe his record company hired the biggest asshole he had ever met to manage the band. Who does the gorgeous hunk think he is, telling the great Jet Fine what to do? That's a very convenient last name, by the way, that Jet Fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then that was a thinking mom right there. No worries. He'll get the jerk in bed, then have him wrapped around his pinky finger in no time. This Silas character might think he's being cool, but Jet can tell when a man is panting after a femboy who can work it in lingerie and high heels. Is that a fact, by the way, that he can, he can tell who's... Anyways, but what if Silas is the one with all the tricks up his sleeves? Note, Diva Pop is the 5th book in the steamy Command and Care MM Daddy Romance series and can be read as a standalone. Now, I'm here to tell you, I've done a lot of series where the author, the goal is to say it can be read as a standalone a lot of times, because that means people can jump into your series, whether you're on book 1 or book 4 or book 7 or whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Now, we as listeners and readers know that sometimes that's true and sometimes that's not. But, the author wants, so if it's at all possible, they're going to try and put that stamp of, you can jump in right here, my friends, the water's fine on this book. These, I am here to assure you, no previous reading of other books required. So jump in wherever you want.
Well,
the water
that's why
is,
I asked the other day.
Yeah, there's really no connecting characters from one to the other. It's all completely new set kind of thing. So I think the only thing that in common is, 1, the daddy theme going on, right? And 2, one guy puts his penis in the other guy's butt. Each book shares a common theme, but no
Careful,
primary
John, your
characters
mother's
overlap.
in the audience.
Gracie, cover mom's ears there, okay? She's got the little dog. They'll help out. If you like femboys with an extra sassy streak, an older distinguished daddy with a firm hand, and enemies to lovers romance, then you'll adore Morticia Knight's scorching tale of burning passions. Trigger, on-page physical assault. Thank you for asking me to do that. I'm sorry I didn't do it, but now I did do it, so now it's done. Ta-da! And that one came out on the 14th. Next, we have...
We have Heart Song, Green Creek Book 3 by T.J. Klune, narrated by Kurt Graves.
That came out on the 14th. My mother just put in the comments, it's hard to listen to the show because Gracie, the little dog, knows my voice and keeps barking at me. Hi, Gracie. Hi. How are you? Gracie,
Oh, that's
tell
cute.
Mom you need a treat. Tell Mom you need a treat. You're hungry. Give you cake. By the way, this heart song
Cake.
is this whole deal here is a huge deal, as you know. Have you put these on your listening list yet, this series?
No.
You have not?
Sadly, I can't listen to Kurt Grace.
Not a fan of Kurt. I love Kurt to death. He's
I'm
wonderful.
sure he's a great person. I met him at GRL 2 years ago. But I just can't listen to him. There's certain narrators that I just can't listen to.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
picky.
one. Well,
But
it's just
I am
another.
learning to expand my listening. Yeah.
You're almost like a monogamous listener, you know. Anyways, this one came out on the 14th. Next we
And
had
so did
Brother Song
Brother
also came
Song
out on the 14th.
on the
and
14th. Yeah.
This is a huge deal. Congrats, Kurt, man, love you to death. Next we had
Two Dead Fish Named Kevin. By L.A. Witt, narrated by Michael Furiolo.
that is perhaps the best cover I've ever seen, by the way.
I had to read the summary. I'm going, what in the world? But yeah, some zoo saying you can name your fish after an X, and apparently two totally different guys have an X named Kevin.
Makes perfect sense to me. Congratulations on the
But
release there.
apparently
That
it's
one
the same Kevin.
that also came out on the 14th. Next we had
Yeah, the 14th was a big day. Emery, Unexpected, Book 3 by Cora Rose, narrated by Liam DeCosmo and Alexander Sindis.
that one came out on the 14th. Next we had
About Last Night by Amy Nicole Walker, narrated by Tristan James.
Came out on the 14th too. Also on the 14th we had
Check Yes, No, or Maybe, Meeting His Match Romance Series, Book 1 by Stormy Skies. I see what they did there. Narrated by Bart. Okay. Bart.
I'm just going to leave it right there.
Yeah.
Bartelt. Dude, it's your fault.
Bartelt.
You made that name. Okay, you can't fucking expect us. Like, how do you even say that? That one came out on the 14th as well. Next, we have our final audio clip of the day. Here we go.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite romance audiobook narrator Liam DeCosmo, here to tell you about the latest addition to the Necessary Evil series from Only James, aptly titled Lunatic. This book has a special place in my heart since it follows Archer Mulvaney, who was my favorite of the brothers from his first appearance in Unhinged, and it ties in with another series I narrated for Only James called Captivating, which was the second book in the Elite Protection Service series. So a little bit about this book. When Mac's old life comes back to haunt him, Archer insists on putting their differences aside to help keep him safe. But Mac, like Archer, is used to solving things on his own. Can they finally stop fighting each other to find the truth? Or is their relationship the next thing on the endangered species list? This is a hot romance with an HEA and no cliffhangers. It features a sexy, roguish degenerate and a hunky, bleeding heart ginger who love how much they hate each other. As always, there's gratuitous violence, very dark humor, more blood than a slaughterhouse, and enough heat to melt your metaphorical undies. So strap yourselves in and get ready to enjoy Lunatic.
You know, I'm here to tell you, I don't think that purple tattoo is going to last long. That's going to fade.
And fun fact, this is Liam's 100th released audio.
Dude, congratulations, Liam. I remember him when he was just a little Liam. Now he's Liam with 100 books.
He started doing with Tim Page, yeah.
Exactly.
And
Dude, there's plenty of work. Come on in. What is this? The water is fine day? The water is fine. But awesome. And thanks for sending me the clip.
I'll be reading that one soon because the 7th and final book from that series released today. So I'll be getting back into that series.
Nice. Next we had...
What did we have? Oh, yes. Fairy Cakes in Winter by Lane Hayes. Narrated by Michael Dean.
Little Chorizo out at it again. He's a busy man. Next we had...
This interesting series. Darek, Drekon Savior's Book 5 by Brenda Cawthorn, narrated by Garrett Rains.
That one came out on the 15th. Then we had
The Skeptic by Lily Morton, narrated by Joel Leslie.
Nice. Came out on the 15th. And I believe finally we had
The Barkeep and the Bro, Single Dad's Club Book 3 by A.J. Truman, narrated by Nick J. Russo.
Nicky working his ass off. That one came out on the 15th too. Now what we've all been waiting for here. She is a celebrity among us. She's a star. She's kind of a big deal. We're going to be her entourage at GRL this year. Little Alyssa Gramling, what did you listen to this week? Here we go.
I listened to A Very Filthy Game by Lauren Blakely and narrated by Joe Arden and Shane East. This was a double bullet breaker.
Hey, oh. What does that mean, by the way? Does that have to, there has to be like 2 FedEx trucks out in front of your place at a time? Is that how?
Yeah, we've already discussed this one. A lot of bananas and water.
All right, please go ahead, enlighten me.
This was definitely not safe for work, so I didn't listen to it at work. I waited till I got home. First time listening to Lauren Blakely and hearing and listening to Shane East and Joe Arden, and I absolutely loved this book. Shane and Joe were amazing. The sexy times were on fire and so hot. Yeah. Shane growls very lovely.
You need to take a break and take a drink, or what?
No, I already had one. But no, Shane has this, like, the deep, growly, sexy British voice that will give you goosebumps, and I can actually see myself listening to him more if he did more MM audios. They did this as a duet, so it was amazing. I seem to love duets more than duels. Yeah. I think my first duet was you and Nick.
Duets are amazing. They're just expensive to produce, but goddamn, they're amazing. I would do those all day long. They're awesome. It's just, yeah, producing it's a bitch.
It made me laugh. It made me cheer up on occasion, but this was an amazing book, and I will definitely re-listen to it sometime.
I feel like maybe we need to, you're rich at this point. You're a celebrity. Do you have somebody to come in and like dab your head with a towel? Because you're starting to sweat a little slightly, and I'm not sure why.
No, I'm not sweating.
I'm just making sure. Now, so a double bullet breaker, I don't know that we have a category for that, really. I'm not sure. I think you're making up shit, to be quite honest, because it ain't in the rules. But I believe you that it's very good, very hot. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next one now, since you're not gonna dab your head with the. So we got.
I'm not sweating.
Okay.
But whatever.
What else could it be aside from perspiration?
Okay. Opening
Hey,
counters.
is that Amazon at your door? Is that Amazon at your? It was a big week for you. Anyways, please go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. This was a re-listen. This was also a bullet breaker. Just one.
Hey-o.
It's the second book in the Kink Chronicles, and it was with Misha and Jeff, who we met in the first book. I first listened to this in May of 2020, and I think I was on a little bit of a kale kick, but not really. I just listened to these two books because they were amazing, and made me realize when I was listening to it the first time that there was a new kink I didn't know I was into and never thought I would ever be. But Luna and Morningstar
Wait,
Ashley...
stop.
No, I'm
No,
not...
you can't. I mean,
no.
what's the... Does it describe... I mean, I have to Google this. Is this in your Wikipedia? What?
Well, when I was first listening to it, I can't really say it because it would spoil it.
It would spoil. Oh, okay. Spoilers, I
Yeah.
understand. So this isn't an embarrassment factor. This isn't like you don't want to tell the world what you're into. It's like,
No,
nothing.
it would basically spoil the first part of the book. So
Can we
I
play
don't
like
want to do that.
animal, vegetable, mineral? Is it? Sorry.
No.
Good. Keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't. I got excited there. It was a new. So go ahead.
But they all did. Kale did an amazing job with this book, and
Of course, the motherfucker
just-
did. The golden voice
yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and stop talking about that bastard now. We'll move on to another bastard here.
I was about to say, now we're moving on to somebody else. Yeah. Okay, Prince of Flowers. I gave this one 4 bullets. It's book 1 of the Wild Heart series, and it was extremely entertaining. It was just the right amount of funny, sexy, and adventure, and Nasri did an amazing job with this book. The world building was amazing. I really did enjoy the book, and Greg did a wonderful job bringing these characters to life.
Of course he did. He's Greg, another golden-voiced bastard.
So soon I will hopefully listen to book 2.
I keep on checking in on these because I get to do a Nasri Noor series later this year, and I'm very, very, very excited about it. It's going to be killer. I've heard a lot about the books, and I can't wait to jump in.
He's real good at it.
It looks right up my alley. I mean, so anyways, I'm glad that you had such a productive week. I'm glad that you got to listen to so many books. I'm also glad that you're keeping the economy going single-handedly by having Amazon stop at your house several times a week to keep you in business. Thank you to everyone that sent in the audio.
They recharge.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Enjoy. We will see you next weekend. We should be on time, because I have my
Let's hope
alarm. I have my alarm set. So wave to the camera. See y'all later. Have fun.
Bye.
All right. Love you.